Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om. Om Akhandananda Sambodha Bandanatyasya Jayate Govindam Tamaham Vande Chidananda Tanum Gurum. So yesterday we were seeing Yatha Prasupti Pratibhasa Dehe Swatadhir Eva Esha Tathahi Anatmani janmāpyayakleśabhayairajasram tadbījaṃ āropayati ātmani tasya dharma. So he superimposes the attributes of non-self on the self. Like the one who sees multiple bodies in the deep sleep. Prasupti. Prasupti we understood as not deep sleep, as dream. Why? In Dakshinamurti Stotra, in the first Stotra itself, that's Yatha Nidraya, that's the example, Nidraya. There he says Yatha Nidraya, like in sleep. Here also he says Prasupti. So why did he use the Prasupti and Nidra for dream? Because dream is a product of, is an effect of the defect of sleep. The defect, the dosha called sleep, produces a deep sleep, dream. That is why we are not talking about the daydreaming. We are not talking about the daydreaming. We are talking about the dream. Okay? Daydreaming is a product of mind in the waking state. You are imagining things. Okay? Now, before we enter into it, this is the whole thing as something which requires mind control. So any philosophy or any religion or anything, any system with reference to self or knowledge or God realization or whatever that may be, if it does not talk about the control of mind, then that is not a right religion or right philosophy or right system. Because without control of mind, you cannot gain anything. Even in the world, if it is in the system, that's the system in the world, then should we even talk about the self? No. Now, the world we said is a product of the thought function. It's just illusion, right? So some people, they think they are smart. This couple in Vrindavan, we were talking about Brahma Sutra. I was giving a lecture on Brahma Sutra, and this couple outside, the husband is asking, the wife is asking husband, what you went to listen to it? What was the topic? The husband very coolly said, oh, nothing. Whatever we speak in the home, it's all our family things. Brahma Sutra is a common thing in their family. Very simple. Beautiful. That is not how it is. See, if you understand the world is an illusion, then why not use the illusion? That's a beautiful logic. But the problem is, if you understand it as illusion, how can you use it? If you understand, mind is an illusion, right? Mind is an illusion, of course, yes. So, if mind is an illusion, why don't I use it through mind? The problem is, if mind, you understand it as an illusion, you cannot use the mind. A person who sees to use the illusory objects should either be a crazy person, or a person who cheats others, or cheats himself. A hypocrite, or he is a crite for himself. Whatever that means. He cheats himself. That's the idea. So you cannot use the illusory object. That is what we explained with reference to the first example itself. Out of 3 examples, we are not talking about the rope snake. We gave 3 examples in this. First example was the desert mirage water, right? So in the mirage water, if a person desires to quench his thirst with that mirage water, or wet a portion of the desert with that mirage water, that is a kind of craziness we are talking about. How will it happen? Okay, so you cannot use the illusion. Now, after explaining the 2 powers, avidya's 2 powers. See, we have to, while explaining this, I gave the topic. of avidya to whole of everything. Avidya, because that is how he says avidya, vikṣepaśaktyā, avidya, avritti shakti. Avarana shakti, he calls us avritti shakti here. Avidyayaha, like that he says. Avidya should also be understood as ajnana, because if we have already studied Vedanta, we know avidya, ajnana, they are synonyms. Avidya, ajnana, maya, all these are synonyms actually. But if you are new to Vedanta, I am giving a topic of avidya before and explain the two powers of avidya. One is avritti shakti, power of wheeling. The other is vikṣepaśaktyā, the power of projection. Then, finally, I am coming to the second part of the question. Second question is how to get rid of this ajnana. If I am going to explain avidya and come to how to get rid of that question and say ajnana nivritti, then what is this? We are explaining about avidya. Now you are talking about removal of ajnana. If I am going to translate both as ignorance, then you will understand. Otherwise, you will be confused. Explaining about avidya, something else, and removing something else. How can that be possible? It is impossible. So, ajnana, avidya, they are synonyms. That is what we have to understand next. And adhyāsa is avidya. That is what we have to remember again. We will come to this again. vikṣepaśaktyā paricodyamānaḥ karoti karmāṇyubhayātmakāni bhuñjāna etatphalamapyupāttaṃ paribhramatyeṣa bhavāmburāśau. vikṣepaśaktyā paricodyamānaḥ karoti karmāṇyubhayātmakāni bhuñjāna etatphalamapyupāttaṃ paribhramatyeṣa bhavāmburāśau. vikṣepaśaktyā, the power of projection. Through this power of projection, paricodyamānaḥ, paritaḥ chodyamānaḥ, chuda prerana is the root word. To prod, to instigate someone. Chuda. Chodana lakshana artho dharma. The definition for dharma is chodana lakshana artha. That which has the character of prodding you to do good or bad. To do good or bad means to do good and to avoid the bad. Okay? So, that which prods you, the Vedas are the things which prod you. So, he says, paricodyamānaḥ. That which prods you, instigates you to do that. Which instigates? Through the vikṣepaśaktyā, one is prodded, instigated to do things. Therefore, yeshaha. This fellow is this jiva who has this wheeling, power of wheeling himself. Ubhayātmakāni karmāni karoti, performs these two kinds of karmas. Two kinds of karmas means the karmas to the sense organ of action and the karmas to the sense organ of knowledge. No. That is not what the two karmas means here. Ubhayātmakāni karmani, two kinds of karmas. Two kinds of karmas here means the good and bad. The punya karma and papa karma. Okay. He performs the punya karmas and papa karmas. And so, the problem does not stop with the performance of the karmas. See, somebody has an issue. So, I support through someone. I give someone money and said, give it to him. Don't tell me. Tell about me. Okay. So, did I do a good job or bad job? You don't even know why I gave the money. I just told to you to give the money to someone. Maybe I wanted to help because he is in a problem, or I wanted to use him to do some murder because I have a problem with someone. Maybe giving money to someone does not always mean you are doing a good job. So it can be good or bad, whatever that is. You know the intention, right? So there is an intention. Because of that intention, you are going to gain the result for those karmas, which is good and bad. Upāttaṃ, you are earning what? Etatphalamapi, the result of that karma also. Karma is a beautiful word. I keep repeating it. Karma is also used in the present, past, and future. Karma, which the activity which I perform. Karma, the result which it produces karma, which is giving the result now for this. Okay, so phalamapi bhuñjāna. He is prodded by the vikṣepaśaktyā to perform the karma, and he also experiences those results. Bhavāmburāśau. Okay, I do karma, I am going to experience. So the problem is bhavāmburāśau paribhramati. Paritah bhramati. He roams continuously in the bhavāmburāśau. Bhava samsara, ambu water, rāśau means group. Group of water means ocean. In the ocean of samsara, he roams around. Okay? adhyāsadoṣātsamupāgato'yaṃ saṃsārabandhaḥ prabalaḥ yadyogataḥ kliśyati garbhavāsa janmāpyayakleśabhayairajasram. adhyāsadoṣātsamupāgato'yaṃ saṃsārabandhaḥ prabalaḥ pratīcaḥ yadyogataḥ kliśyati garbhavāsa janmāpyayakleśabhayairajasram. yadyogataḥ, because of which yoga. Yoga is a word which you have to understand. If the yoga shastra, yoga sutra, first sutra is yogasya vritti nirodha. If any book which says yoga chitta vritti nirodha, chitta vritti cessation of thought function, is a union. Yoga means union. If a book says union with respect to the word yoga, then wash your hands with a disinfectant. That is not a proper book for yoga. Yoga, the word comes from two roots words, possible from two root words. One is a yujir samadho, in samadhi, and yujir yoga, in association. For yoga, it is in samadhi. And here in this text, yogataḥ, because of association. yadyogataḥ, because of association with what? With which? Ajasram, always. Garbhavāsa. Garbhavāsa means being, residing in the garbha, womb, staying in the womb. Okay? Janma, birth. Birth. Apyaya, death. There is birth, there is death. Troubles. Bhayaihi, fears. All the different kinds of fears. Kliśyati, troubles you. Ayam prabalaḥ saṃsārabandhaḥ. This powerful saṃsārabandhaḥ, pratīcaḥ adhyāsādeva saṃsārabandhaḥ. This powerful bondage of samsara, pratīcaḥ. Pratīcaḥ means the one which is yourself, your own self. Pratyekātma is what is called as pratīcaḥ. Yourself. adhyāsadoṣātsamupāgataḥ. It has come samyavāda. It has come nicely because of the defect of adhyāsa. This whole bondage of samsara has come because of the defect of adhyāsa. What did we say? Because of ignorance. Then we said because of mind. Then we said because of a vritti. Then now we say because of superimposition. All these are same. Ignorance, superimposition, mind, thought function, all are same. They are not different. Don't see a cause-effect relationship between all these things. There is no cause, there is no effect. They are all, and in Vedanta we also say karya karana ananyatvam. We accept the identity between the cause and effect. Okay? Now, why adhyāsa is avidya? We said it with reference to the Brahma Sutra Bhashya, where we said this adhyāsa is what is called as a avidya by Panditas. Okay? Now, what is adhyāsa? Adhyāso nāma khalveṣa vastuno yo anyatha graha svābhāvikabhrāntimūlaṃ saṃsṛterādikāraṇam. What is adhyāsa? Oh, did we not explain what adhyāsa is? Oh, you forgot. We defined adhyāsa to be paratra purvadrishtasya avabhāsaḥ smrti lakṣaṇaḥ. This is the definition here. In Brahma Sutra, paratra purvadrishtāvāsa smriti rūpah. And here we have a similar definition. Now he is reiterating adhyāsa because in Brahma Sutra he says anyatha graha atasmin tadbuddhirityabhocāma. That is the first definition. In not that having the idea that that is adhyāsa. That is what he says. Adhyāso nāma khalu eṣa vastuno yo anyatha graha svābhāvikabhrāntimūlaṃ saṃsṛterādikāraṇam. Vastunaḥ means of the objects. Whether it is object of the world is, or if you accept the self to be the object itself, that which we are discussing here. Self is not an object. The object we are discussing here is self, if you accept that. Because self is given the word name also vastu. It is given the name vastu, not an object. Its name is vastu. Okay? So, vastunaḥ yah anyatha graha. Anyatha graha. Seeing it in different way. Whatever it is, atasmin tadbuddhi. Whatever it is, you are not seeing it as it is. Meaning a rope as rope, snake as snake is not a problem. Rope as snake or snake as rope is a problem. Okay, so that which you see as differently, the defective way, yesha adhyāso nāma. This is what is called as adhyāsa. This is what is called as superimposition. Khalu, indeed, we know this. Yes, we saw the definition. Therefore, we know khalu. He says, indeed, you know this. This ignorance, this superimposition, svābhāvikabhrāntimūlaṃ, is caused by bhranti, erroneous knowledge, which is a svābhāvika. Svābhāvika means natural. This is the word which Bhagavan uses in Brahma Sutra. Naisargiko ayam loke vivahara. It's natural. It's a common thing in the world. The vyavahara of the world because of this ignorance. Yes, svābhāvika. It's natural for the jiva to be bound because of the superimposition. Erroneous knowledge is common there. If you see yourself and others, that is duality, that is ignorance, and that is erroneous knowledge. So he says saṃsṛterādikāraṇam. This adhyāsa, samsara. Earlier he said the primary cause is primary ignorance, the primal ignorance. Now he says adhyāsa. So don't get confused. Adhyāsa is avidya, avidya is adhyāsa. You didn't get it, we'll get it by the end of this class. sarvānarthasya tadbījaṃ yo nyathagraha ātmanaḥ tadas saṃsārasampātaḥ santatakleśalakṣaṇaḥ. sarvānarthasya tadbījaṃ yo anyathagraha ātmanaḥ tataḥ saṃsārasantapah santatakleśalakṣaṇaḥ. ātmanaḥ yah anyathagraha. Ātmanaḥ of the self. Yah anyathagraha, that which is the wrong knowledge, erroneous knowledge, accepting it in a different way, seeing it as different. Tad sarva anarthasya bijam. That is the root cause, bijam, root cause for all the troubles. Anartha, all the troubles, all the pains. Tataḥ, from it, flow of kliśyati. Kliśyati means troubles, pain. Again, kliśyati, vrittayah panchatayah, klishtaha. He explains the vritti itself is kliśyati, and goes on to explain the kliśyati in 5 different types. So, tataḥ kliśyalakṣaṇaḥ saṃsārasantapah. From that kliśyalakṣana, from that which is of the nature of pain, trouble, you get samsara. Okay? Now, but he is reiterating adhyāsādeva saṃsārah naṣṭe'dhyāse dṛśyate tadetatphalamapyupāttaṃ spashtam pasyattam yad baddhamuktayoh. Now, you still have the doubt that adhyāsa is the root cause for all the problem, or adhyāsa, getting rid, adhyāsa is avidya. He is making it very clear. The logic is tat satve tat sattam tadavave tadavava. That is the logic we say of direct concomitance and indirect concomitance called as Anvaya and Vyatireka in Sanskrit. Anvaya, direct concomitance, which says Tat Sattve Tat Sattam. If it exists, that exists. Indirect concomitance, Vyatireka, we say Tadabhave Tadabhava. Means in that absence, this also is absent. Meaning, adhyāsādeva saṃsārah naṣṭe'dhyāse na dṛśyate tadetatphalamapyupāttaṃ spashtam pasyatvam baddhamuktayoh. Adhyāsādeva saṃsārah. Samsara is because of adhyāsa only. Adhyāsa exists, samsara exists. Tat satya, tat satam. If it exists, it exists. If adhyāsa exists, samsara exists. If samsara does not exist, adhyāsa does not exist. Or if adhyāsa does not exist, samsara does not exist. Whichever way you want to say it. So he says, adhyāse naṣṭe tad na dṛśyate. If the ignorance, the superimposition is removed, if the thought function is absent, if the mind does not exist, then tad na dṛśyate, it does not exist. It is not seen, it is not perceived. What is not perceived? Samsara is not perceived. Adhyāsa exists, samsara exists. Adhyāsa does not exist, samsara does not exist. How do you know? Etad both these, the state of bondage and the state of liberation. Baddhamuktayoh spashtam tvam pasya. Tvam pasya, you see. Where do I see? Where should I see? Baddhamuktayoh spashtam, clearly, spashtam, clearly. Tvam spashtam pasya. You see it clearly. Where should I see? Baddhamuktayoh, in the person who is bound and the person who is liberated. Baddha, bound, mukta, liberated. Okay. What are you doing? You said to see. I'm seeing. That is not possible because Bhagavan in Gita, when he is asked about sthitāprajñasya ka bhāṣā, what is the language of sthitāprajña, one who is established in the knowledge, etc., he goes on to say. And this is what is establishing in knowledge. Getting rid of the mind is what is being established in the knowledge. If you have the mind, you cannot use it. It said. So that is what is establishment in the knowledge, not some experience which happens suddenly. Cannot happen. Okay. So we have to understand what bondage and what mukti is, right? See this. Now, baddha muktayoh. Then what is the definition? Oh, our Guruji is so peaceful. He always. No, don't. That is not but the definition of liberated. Because there is a person called Vishwamitra who is an angry sage. His name itself is angry sage. He is given an epithet. Angry sage. Always gets angry. He curses people. And there are so many siddhas who liberated people who are soft, silent, humane. Okay. And there is this Narada who is a gossiper, rumor monger. And there are other people who does not even see duality, who does not talk about it. There is Krishna who had thousands of wives. And there is Rama who had only one wife. And there is Acharya Bhagavan Bhashyakara who did not have a wife. So you cannot, what does that then mean? You cannot bracket a person who is liberated. If you are able to bracket, if you are able to understand, if you are able to limit him to some understanding that he is not liberated. That is one definition also by itself. He is beyond your understanding. That is what is said in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Mano vācāma gocharam. It is beyond the self is beyond the mind and the words. We are talking about self. We are talking about the Guru, the race of it. What difference it is? Same difference. Brahman, Brahma with Brahmaiva bhavati. This fellow is also Brahman. The knower of Brahman is verily the Brahman. Therefore, there can be no understanding with regards to him. Because unmattavat mukta can be like a drunkard, can be like a crazy person, can be like a ghost, can be like a child. different ways you can see. Now, how can you bracket him? How can you understand, oh, this person is mukta because he is? You can't say that. That is not the definition of mukta. There is no that kind of definition. There is no checkbox to understand a mukta. It is impossible. Then why does the Guru says, you yourself see clearly? So, what is bondage and what is mukta? That should be explained, because there is no thermometer to understand if the person is released or not. Something like thermometer, there is nothing. Okay, so he says, baddham pravartito vidhi, muktam vidhi nivrtitah, pravartireva samsārah, nivrittir muktirişyate, baddham pravartito vidhi, muktam vidhi nivrtitah, pravartir eva samsārah, nivrittir muktirişyate. Pravartitah baddham vidhi. Baddham, vidhi. Vidhi means no. No, baddham, the bound. Through what? Pravartitah, through his activities. You said you cannot find him through activities. I am saying through activities means to the involvement with the world. How involved he is with the world. How attached he is to the world. That is what pravrti means. How attached, how involved in the world he is. That is what is the meter for understanding the bound person. And how do I understand the liberated? Nivrtitaha, the non-attachment, the non-involvement with the world. It does not care about anything. That is what is the meter for understanding liberated. That is why in Bhajagovindam, Bhagavan Bhashyakara says, Satsangatve, Nissangatvam, Nissangatve, Nirmohatvam, Nirmohatve, Nischalatatvam, Nischalatatve, Jivanmukti, Nischalatatvam, at peace, tranquil. That is what is. There is no activity of mind. Only when there is activity of mind, there is some activity externally. When there is no activity of mind itself, how can there be external activity? Because there is no external existence of things. Because of absence of activity of mind. So, therefore, pravartireva samsara, and involvement, attachment, association with the world is samsara. Nivrittir muktishyate. And non-involvement, non-attachment is what is a mukti. That is what is accepted as mukti. Okay, so with this scales you can measure bound, liberated, bound. Okay, you can yourself see. That is what it says. Om Purnamadaḥ Purnamidam Purnāt Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.